Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. We got Eugene on the channel. Shout out to Gene. He's a great training partner. Gene pulls guard. Let me just full screen this here. Okay, there we go. So, I am keeping my weight here on top of Gene's right leg, so he can't scoop underneath me, but he does a nice thing where he comes up the other way. So he's going to work himself kind of underneath here. And then once my weight is elevated there, he's going to go for the sweep there, and I keep my shoulder on top of the back of his head, so he can't drive me down. And he comes back up, and you'll notice that I can keep my knees between the two of us by kind of going back and forth between the two angles of being faced up and faced to the side. And now I have Gene's arm underneath my leg, my right leg here. My weight is kind of driving this way, so you'll see it's hard for him to get his arm out. And I'm keeping my elbows in here, just waiting for an opportunity to get out of this position. And so I'm digging after Eugene's head in this position for the potential grape squisher, and I'm also defending with this leg against him coming up to the mount. It's hard to see, but I have my arm, I'm pushing his right arm to the left, to our left this way, by sliding my body underneath him. And I'm still using this leg to keep the mount, but he gets the mount. And so one thing I'm thinking about here is keeping my thumb turned down and keeping this elbow in to my side. Now I'm creeping my legs up to make it more uncomfortable for Gene to be in the mount. I'm using the mat, I'm using the environment now here to kind of turn into this sort of running man position. And Gene's trying to drive me away from the mat, but it's a pretty strong position. It's easy to stay turned a lot of times if you're in the running man position. And now I've gotten the butterfly hooks back in. Just kind of, playing with grips here. You can see we're going to eyes closed mode. Sometimes it's fun to just try to maintain the connection and feel what your opponent's doing, what your partner's doing, with your eyes closed. Your eyes can lie to you. Don't trust them. So a lot of times I'm trying to keep Gene's base from coming towards me too much. In this case, it's my legs, it might be my hands, or just anything to keep his base from coming towards me. Sometimes it's the grip on the wrist here. Now I have the potential buggy choke, which Gene knows. He's doing a good job defending and being aware of that. Sort of a back and forth attack between me attacking this arm and attacking the buggy choke. Because I can push this arm this way, or I can push it across my body to get the grape squisher. There's a lot of attacks from side control, actually. Especially if the person isn't familiar with them, it's pretty easy to go back and forth between these attacks and eventually land one of them. And if you land them clean, it's not a big deal. But going after them too aggressively could kind of make you look like a jerk. So, just be aware of, if it's something you know really well, just, play around. But if it's a stranger, don't just try to buggy choke the life out of him or grape squish the life out of him. That's not, it's not necessarily sporting. So again, I'm keeping my whole shoulder over top of Gene's head as much as possible, coming up out of the pool, as we said in one of the videos. With this frame here, I'm not driving it much, I'm just setting it against him and allowing myself to move against that. So again, I'm keeping my weight as much, pushing his head, the back of his head down and away as much as possible. also threatening this arm by getting my elbow up into his inside position, and now we've reestablished the guard. As you can see, it's easy to threaten this arm down here with the body if you're the person on the bottom. And as Yinzu comes around, I'm just keeping my elbows in, making sure to be as one piece as possible. And just digging again for this. It's a really strong position where someone is giving you their arm like that. It's really a response to what Gene was doing. I wasn't necessarily trying to do all that grape squishing, but you got to use what people give you, as they say. So thanks for watching. Do the liking and the subscribing. Check out the Radical Store. Shout out to all the patrons on Patreon. And come down and train.
Welcome to the dungeon.